everyone, welcome to the next video on actually creating your Facebook ad. So I am already in the Facebook Business Manager, the Facebook ad account, but so you can see how I got here. If you remember from the last video, this is the example campaign that I had created. So I'm going to click on here. This is the ad group that I had created, and I named it Austin 10-mile radius, men and women between the ages of 30 and 45, parents of children between the ages of 1 and 5. And remember, I did that so I wouldn't necessarily have to go into the ad account to see who I was targeting. But if I click on that, and if you create an ad set, then hit continue, it automatically prompts you to create an ad. I'm just kind of going back through it so you can see how I ended up there. We will go through the process of creating a campaign, an ad set, and an ad from start to finish in another video. So this is just explaining how to actually create that ad. So I'm going to hover over ad one, I'm going to click edit. And I'm going to name this ad 1. I'm going to name it video because we're going to be uploading a video here. So name your ad however you want. I'm just doing ad 1 video. You can do ad 1 image. You can do image girl age 3. Girl age 3 playing if you want to. You can name your ad anything you want. Try to keep the naming conventions pretty consistent so you're a little bit more organized. If you're kind of all over the place, then it gets confusing. So however you name your ad initially, however you name this ad, if you create another ad, name it the same thing, just change, copy 2 or video 2 or whoever, but just try to keep it consistent so it's less confusing. Under identity, make sure you have your Facebook page selected as well as your Instagram account. This is why we need to connect our Facebook page to the Business Manager. This is also why, if you're not using a Business Manager, this is why you need to give whoever is creating your ads access to your page and Instagram account. If your assistant, for example, is creating these ads and they don't have access to your Facebook page and your Instagram account, then these are not going to show up as options and they're not going to be able to select your page and Instagram account. And then it's going to look like over here, and we'll see what the ad looks like in a minute. Over here, it's going to look like it's just coming from a page that doesn't exist or no Facebook page at all. And then it's going to look funny. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. Branded content, you don't need to worry about that, but you probably see them on Facebook and Instagram sometimes. You'll say, Jane Doe in partnership with, or promoted by, or promoting, and then it shows a separate brand. So if you're partnering with another brand, go ahead and select that. If not, then leave it unchecked. So ad setup, create ad. We're going to use this option for right now. If you want to use existing post or Creative Hub mockup, I'll show you what those are in some bonus modules. Using an existing post, if you remember from the campaign types video where I showed you, or where I told you that you could do an engagement campaign to get likes, comments, and shares, and then use that same post later on in an ad, this is where you would select that option. But for right now, for this example, we're just going to leave it as create ad. So create ad, single image or video, we're going to leave that selected because I'm going to use an image. If you want to do a carousel and you want to use a couple different images, then go ahead and do that and then just continue on through the prompts. But I'm just going to do a single image or video, and that's what I would suggest for you as well. Don't worry about these 2 options. So add creative. We will provide for you a whole bunch of stock images as well as Facebook ad templates that you can use, but certainly use your own if you have them. Make sure that if you are using images of your students that you have permission to use those, because a lot of people will see your ads. So you want to make sure that you have permission from the parents to actually use those images of their kids. So add media, if you click on the drop down, I'm going to add a video, and I'm just going to grab one of those that we have already provided for you. Upload, and it's in my recents folder. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Wait for it to upload. It should just take a minute because these stock videos that we're providing for you are not very big. So as soon as it uploads, it should show you a preview. In the meantime, while that's uploading, we can go ahead and input our text. So we also provide for you some Facebook ad templates. Primary text, we offer you 3 options. One is short, 2 is a quote or testimonial, and then another option is just describing your school. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy. Okay, and I'm going to input that text right there. Make sure that it's formatted correctly. Make sure that there's no spelling mistakes. Make sure that you input the name of your school here. And obviously, here's the Facebook and Instagram page. You can see that this ad is coming from my page. Obviously, these don't match because I'm not Busy Bees Montessori School. I'm a WebSprout agency. So your school will show here and it'll make more sense. But make sure that if you're using our templates, you actually input the name of your school and then change any other information that you want. Or use your own ads. I would suggest that you keep a folder, a document with your own ad copy. That way you can see what's working, see what's not working, actually write it out beforehand. Please do not wait until you're at this stage to start thinking of your ad copy, because then you're gonna feel rushed that you have to get it done because you're trying to create your ad, and then likely you're gonna create something that's not very great and it's not gonna get a whole lot of clicks. So please write out your ad copy well in advance to when you actually need it. So that primary text goes here in the primary text. And then we also provide for you some headlines. I'm going to use this one, want your child to fall in love with learning. And that goes here in the headline. Again, make sure spelling, grammar is all correct. And then a description is optional. Actually, and you can see the text, the primary text on the top goes here. The headline goes here. If you make a headline too long, it's going to get cut off. And the description is optional. You don't need to do a description. I always like to, just because it's a little bit extra space for some more information, but you certainly don't have to do it. I'm just going to put contact us today. We didn't have any examples of descriptions, but we'll certainly add some for you if you're having trouble thinking of descriptions. But it could be as short as contact us today. And as you can see, that contact us today is not showing up right now. It doesn't show up on every single view. So, for example, video feeds, it's going to show up because there's a little bit more space, because the video feed format is a little bit bigger. It doesn't necessarily show up on Instagram because we've all seen Instagram ads. I mean, the only option of text that shows up on Instagram is this primary text. So you can kind of hover over and click on these links to kind of see what your ad looks like. But this is the main Facebook news feed. And a lot of times this description will show up, sometimes it doesn't. Add options, click on this if you want to. You certainly don't have to. You can add another option for a description where you can test another, call us today, or, we look forward to hearing from you, or something like that. But I wouldn't mess with those unless you're trying to really get into testing. So I would just leave those alone. Optimized text per person, also leave that alone. That's more for remarketing and the customer match options. Just don't worry about that right now. Destination website, we want to send people to our website. Website URL, websprout.com. Make sure that your website URL is posted here. Display link. This is a vanity link. If you don't want, the HTTPS or the www, or you want, this doesn't have to be an actual link. This is just what people see right here. This is just, again, what people see. This is for vanity purposes alone. This does not have to be an actual link. This part the base URL has to be the same. This has to be your actual website, but then you can do /enroll or /join us or /enroll for spring or enroll for fall or whatever you want it to be. busybeeacademy.com /excited or whatever you want. Again, this is just for vanity. This does not have to be an actual valid URL. This is just for show. Call extension. Click this if you want to show your phone number. You can do this if you want to. Country code, I'm going to put in United States. Sometimes it will show. It's a fake phone number, so I'm not sure it's actually going to show. Provide a valid phone number. Okay. Wait for that to load. Sometimes it won't show on the feed or the view that we're looking at, so you can scroll over to the other views and see if it shows up in any of those. Sometimes it won't, sometimes it will. It just depends on what we're looking at. So we're going to go to call to action. This is your call to action, learn more. I would leave it at learn more. I don't know if there's any other ones here that would be good and relevant for schools. Learn more is just the basic one that we use to get people to click over, so leave that as learn more. Languages, leave that alone. Tracking, your pixel should show here. In the Pixel training video, I didn't actually install a Pixel, that's why this is gray. Yours should show green. Or if the Pixel is installed but it hasn't gotten any activity lately, like no one's went to the website, it might show red. If it's showing any other color besides green and you're a little bit worried that it's not active, reach out to us, let us know, and we'll try to help you out with that. Build URL parameters. You don't need to worry about this right now, but if you have a CRM, a customer management system, and you really want to dig deep into tracking and finding out, where all of your leads are coming from, if you're really trying to keep track of all those things super hardcore and you need to know where each lead came from, then certainly build out these parameters. You can put, for the campaign source, you want to put, let's see, you can put Facebook, campaign medium, you're doing, campaign, well, I would leave that one. Campaign name, if you leave the campaign medium alone right now, because it's usually, let's do video. Let's do video. Because it's not a banner, it's not an email, we're showing people a video ad. Campaign name, these are already populated for you. You could just do campaign name. And the campaign content, we can do ad ID, and it'll input the ad ID. So and then you just hit apply. And that will actually show up in your CRM if you're tracking everything, or if you're able to see what URL people came from to see your ad or to click over to your website. All of this additional information will show up. So you can actually see, oh, they came from Facebook. Oh, they came from this campaign. Oh, they came from this ad. You can actually get very granular with it. But for most people, but for you guys, I probably wouldn't worry about that right now. But once all that is done, just double check everything, and then you can add, you can do a different ad name if you want to. You can leave it the same. Make sure your Facebook page and Instagram account is correct. Make sure there's no spelling mistakes in your text, because that's the first thing people will point out. That's the first thing that they'll comment on, is any spelling or grammar. And then just make sure everything else is right, and when you're happy with it, you can even click on see more over here in your preview. You can see what it looks like. When you're happy with that, click publish. I'm not going to click publish, but actually we'll just go ahead and click publish. It probably won't go through because this is a dummy account. I don't have billing information or anything like that in there. When the ad has been published, you'll see a green checkbox over here. Campaign, the ad set, and the ad were published. So you can click out of that, and now I'm going to X that out, and I'm going to make sure I pause this campaign because I don't actually want that to run. So that's it. That's creating your ad. We will provide some Facebook ad templates, and we will also provide some stock videos for you to use. Again, if you have videos or images that you want to use on your own, just make sure you have permission to use those. If not, then stock images and stock videos are just as good. So let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you in the next training.